Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ying meets Yang of Gaming with your hosts here, Project Storm, Rome Rush, and me, Snow Bunny. What's going on, everyone? Hopefully, everyone's had a great week since our last week's episode. This week, we got a lot to talk about going on this week, from the new Steam Deck that's coming out to other articles dealing with Stadia, Xbox sales, things like that. Let's get into it. My beloved co host Storm, how are you doing today?
I'm doing real good, man. I'm doing real good. I see the chat up in here. J Dub, I'm Harry Tran is in the building, man. J Dub is up in here. I'm competitive and all. Everybody, hey, look, Money, I'm feeling real good. Just had a hell of a podcast with the boy with Stadia Revolution or whatever, talking that Stadia stuff. That's kind of important. We're gonna talk about a little bit of it at some point during the show, to y'all. But I've been playing some games. I've been also just taking care of some life stuff, like teaching my son how to ride a bike and all that stuff, and the things that we do off air that people might not know about. So I'm just living it up right now, man. I took I returned my 8K TV. I have to
What?
say that right now. I
Wait,
knew you were
what?
gonna be
What?
surprised. Listen, and don't get too happy. Don't get too happy, excited. I'm gonna get a better model of it because it's so damn impressive that I'm going up a bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some extra bread down for a better 8K display. That's how good it was, Bunny. So I know you already say I told you so, Storm. You don't need no damn 8K or
No, no,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
no. I wasn't gonna say that. I'm just shocked that you returned it and
Yeah.
you are now without it.
Not only
Cause
that, I returned my 4K 120 TV as well. The Samsung Q80T and the Q800T are the ones I had. I returned both of them, Bunny. So now I'm stuck with the 4K 60 boy right now until this week, Tuesday or Wednesday. Then I'm going in.
hell is freezing over, y'all. Hell is freezing over. All right. After that big shocker, Rome,
What's
my
up?
boy, what you been up to? You got any shockers over there for me this week?
You know what? No shockers, man. I've been doing some light gaming this week. I had a lot of stuff going on overtime at work, cut into my time and pop ups at the house. Friends want to pop up over my crib. But other than that, just light gaming, just some Call of Duty, Madden, stuff like that going on. I ain't dug deep into no story driven narratives yet. But I'm trying to get back to it though, because I'm feeling kind of empty without playing them games. I need some fulfillment.
Let me ask you this, man. Did you complete that Ghost of Tsushima?
Who me?
Yeah. I know
Oh
that's a
yeah,
dumb question.
oh yeah. I platinum that bad boy. I love that game.
All right, that's right. I think you might have
Oh yeah,
mentioned that. I
oh
I got into. I need to get me a PS5 real bad, man. I'm going through withdrawal. I can't lie. I keep telling myself I don't need another console really when I got a 3080 and all that Stadia and Xbox Series X ROM. But I'm telling y'all, I'm going through it. So don't
yeah.
be
I'm gonna
surprised if
be
you
straight
hear that I
honest
got a
with you.
PS5 in my crib real soon because I'm holding out and I'm seeing Ratchet and Clank and we're gonna be talking MPD and all that later on, Bunny. But man, I can't take it no more. Go ahead though.
I'm gonna be straight honest with you. In your case, I if I were you, and I know how much you like this game, but that Death Stranding director's cut looks really, really good,
Yeah, it
and
really
it's
does.
PS5 only.
I had it for the PS4 Pro at the time. I had the God of War. Never
No, no,
completed
no.
God
I'm
of War.
just saying
I never completed
they
none of
look
it.
like they added a bunch of stuff to the PS5 version of
I
Death
know.
Stranding.
I
That
know.
and it makes it like I said, if that was all in like the PS4 version, I think it would have been a lot more popular than what it was. But yeah,
Well, the game was already impressive to me. Like I said, on the Pro, I actually jumped into the game, saw the graphics, and just like
I'm not talking
just
about the graphics.
I
I'm
know I'm talking
talking
about
about the
everything.
story thing.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. I liked it all. It was something new. It was creative. You know how Kojima does, so
Mhm.
creative. I loved it. The music, everything, the musical score. I mean, I'm singing it when the game first loads up. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna say no spoilers or nothing like that. But when the game first starts, they play this song, man, and that song just sticks with you.
It's
So
beautiful.
yeah, oh my
Mm,
gosh. And see, so when I first
Rome, you have to get into it. You
I
have
gotta
to
play it.
you got it. I don't know why you ain't
Yeah.
load that bitch up
man,
yet.
let me find out. Let me find it.
Rome's had it since day one, and I've
Yeah,
played it before he
But
has.
see,
yeah,
I ain't mad at you, Roman. Jump in when you want to, but I ain't mad at you because, like I said, sometimes you just put stuff aside because you
right.
know you're gonna let it mature and get into it a little later. Like for me, I was waiting for it on PS5, but I couldn't get my
Mhm.
hands on the PS5. If I had, I'd be going through all those games. God of War and all that would have been beat. Spider Man. I haven't beat any of them because I was waiting for the upgrade.
Yeah. You know what? My issue was I felt like I had this. That's a game I was gonna have to set a lot of time aside for, and I was like, man, let me get some other games out the way before I got to it. But the more I wait, the more I'm doing myself an injustice. So I gotta get started on it. I'm gonna make sure I get started on that game this week for sure. If not tonight, I might try to pop it in tonight and get started on it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
That'd be great.
definitely.
That'd be
All
great.
Yeah, one thing that really sold me on it was, and I bought it day one, was Solid Rev. Trashed it to no end, man. And I'm a Solid Rev fan for real. And
Yeah,
I
I'll check him
listen.
out. I'm subscribed.
Yeah, yeah, that's my dude, man. And he trashed it, but then he said he played it and he actually liked it. I said, oh man, I really gotta do it now. I really gotta try it.
right, guys. Let's move from that light slightly and get into some of these topics.
Okay.
This week got announced the release of Valve's Steam Deck, which is going to be a portable handheld system. And some people were saying that it's going to be a Switch killer. I don't personally don't believe that, but everybody has their opinions about it. So what have we learned about this?
What you asking me in Rome?
Uh-huh. What are you guys'
Man,
thoughts on it?
well, first of all, shout out to Dirt Griggity in that chat. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Dirt?
What's up,
Boys
Dirt?
over there
Dirt,
making big
dirt,
moves
What's
dirt.
up?
as
What's up,
usual,
Dad?
making big moves,
J
doing their
Dub.
thing, man. TTS and all that. I still be out there. I be checking y'all out, Dirt. Hey, thanks for being here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell you this right here, Bunny, to start. Steam Deck has great potential, in my opinion. All right. Now I heard a lot of people talking about it. Recently, I heard Z and them talking about it. Man, everybody's breaking it down, sharing their thoughts. The Steam Deck, the reason it has so much potential is because, and it's being sold so beautifully by Valve or whatever, right? It's a PC that you could take anywhere with you, a portable PC, a PC on the go, things like that is what's that's the reason why. And I think shout out to Moss, man. He broke down that I saw something that says that they had over 100,000 pre-orders or something like that, right?
Mm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now let me say this: I was one of those ones that knew for a fact that this thing had great potential, Bunny, for a lot of different reasons in Rome. Um, one of those being that you could just install whatever operating system. Like it seemed like it's just an open device, open PC. Like imagine if you had to do something on Excel. Now I don't know if I could install Excel on my phone, for example, right? Say what if you're a streamer, but you don't have your laptop, or your laptop died, and you don't want to kill your stream because a new game is out. Well, you plug that Elgato capture card or whatever right into your device, possibly, or your dock, right? And you can stream live on the go because it's nothing but a PC. Now, I don't know if it's going to have the specs, and we'll get into that later. I don't know if it's going to have the horsepower to produce 4K streams and stuff, but it should be good for a 720 stream, if I'm not mistaken. I need to know more about the Ethernet connectivity and all that stuff, Bunny, because if that's the case, if there's Ethernet connectivity, and I haven't looked thoroughly, then that's gonna make this thing even more appealing. But all the things you could do on the PC, including installing mods and stuff, I know they were talking about that, thinking about that. VR is a no go right now, but I can see them implementing that in the future because it's Valve. They have that, VR. So there's so many things that I'm not even thinking about, but that's why I have you and Rome. So what do y'all think?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Um,
Oh.
Go ahead, Rome.
Oh, I was gonna say it's a. I think that thing got a lot of potential. And I was on the fence, a little bit by saying, it's not gonna do anything with the Switch and everything else, like as far as like impeding the sales and everything. But then the more I think about it, the more I feel like, yeah, it might do some damage, man. And the reason why I say that is because it's gonna appeal to those who want to take their games on the go. That doesn't care about those Nintendo exclusives. That wanted to play those games like Doom and all that other stuff
Right.
from the go. Yep. On top of that, you can mod it, and it's like an open platform that you legit taking on the go. That's a big deal too, man. Yeah.
All right, and then I've put up some of the specs on the screen that we can go through here momentarily. Um, so I see Tron's in the building. What's going on,
Trying a
Tron? Hey, what's up? Hey, bad latency.
bad
What's going
What's
latency.
on?
up, Sean?
All
So
right,
latency.
so there are a lot of upsides and downsides to it. Okay. So far from what I've seen, there is no 4K on it.
Mhm.
Um, it's not like if you're in handheld mode, the specs is 1280 by 800p.
Yeah.
So it's about the same as the Switch. Let's
Right.
keep it real.
Mhm.
Um, there's a couple things that I've seen that's going to affect this thing really, really bad. And then on the upside, there's some things that's really, really good about it. Okay. Um, as I was saying earlier, me and Tronny, we were discussing this thing last night. Because everybody's talking about, oh, it's going to be the Switch killer, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And then she made one comment to me, and I was like, oh shit's about to go to hell and back. It's just like you said, Rome. It is like an open platform because it's
Mhm.
coming loaded with Linux, which means this thing is probably going to be hacked to hell and
Oh
back.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So be prepared for those multiplayer games that you're playing. You're most likely going to have hackers through there because of it. So that's a downside to it, a very big downside to it. We don't know how bad the hacking situation is going to go with this thing because it is an open platform.
Well, let me say this. Hacking is definitely prevalent on PCs today, so that should not be a real new issue. It is what it is. It shouldn't. All I can say is it is what it is, right? But for this thing, for hacking to be a concern, I think a lot of PC gamers won't really care because this is what they do every day. And that's a great point coming from you, and I do appreciate it. It made me think.
No, actually, PC gamers, because you got to think about it like this: we're talking about hacking going into games, right?
Yeah.
But what about the hackers who are hacking the systems, getting games for free? That hurts the developers.
Well, that does,
Yeah.
That
but
there's
it's already widespread right now today, and that's not a good thing no matter how you shake it, right? For developers and publishers and all that stuff, it's just not. But it's already in existence right now, so
two
yes, it's
factors to the hacking thing. There's the hacking going in to get the free stuff. Storm?
all of that piracy and all that stuff. Yeah, the piracy and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got you. So people are going to be able to figure out a way to get games for free and all that. But see, here's the thing: a lot of these games are going to be coming from the Steam storefront. A lot of these games are already been purchased by players that take advantage of the Steam sales and all this good stuff, Bunny, that I use every single day. I love it. You use Steam as well, I'm sure, or you did at one
I
point.
have
Well,
a Steam account, but I've never bought anything on it because the
oh,
games that
okay.
I wanted to buy on it ended up coming to the Switch.
Well, see, so you got to think about this, right? Some people already have a whole vast library, a catalog ready to go and to play on the go. I told y'all, I love how this thing is being pitched because it's simple. It's just a solid statement. You can play the PC games you already have on your library on Steam and on other stores. Here's the big part that kind of like trumps all that, right? Epic Game Store, GOG, everywhere that you can find games, these keys and stuff, all those sites where you can go and find games at a discount are going to be made available instantly, y'all. Not only that, but for all of these people that like cloud gaming, like myself, if you're into cloud gaming and all that, X Cloud, shout out, PS Now, shout out, Stadia, Luna, Shadow, all that, right? You're gonna be able to use that device for that possibly too, especially when it
Wait
comes
a
to
minute, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wi-Fi.
whoa, 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 whoa. Did you just say possibly
I'm
use
talking about
that?
no. I'm saying no. I'm sure you are going to be able to use it. I
But
just
there's
don't know.
no guarantee.
But there's. I know there's Wi-Fi. up to 5 gigs, 5 gigahertz or whatever. I know that much. So if people can connect like they do with their phones and there's whatever devices they play Stadia and all that on right now, they're going to be able to do the same thing with this device. Probably even a little bit better because it's going to have some of the latest technology in it. Now, the teraflops are not that high, but we'll get into that. I'm sure you're going to get into that later. The teraflops are not that high, but they're not. They don't have to be that high in handheld mode. And we learned that from the Nintendo Switch, Bunny. So I want to hear.
But these are the same games that people claim can't run on the Switch.
But these
So
games also make Switch games look crazy graphically and all that when it
But
comes
what
to the
I'm saying
performance. Make
is
Switch
you're
look
saying.
ridiculous.
But what I'm saying is you're saying that the teraflops and stuff don't matter, but you criticize the Switch for not having that many teraflops and saying the exact same thing about the Switch.
I did.
So this thing got, let's see here, the GPU is 8 RDNA 2 CUs.
That's
okay,
right, which is no
and
slouch.
it's saying up to 1.6 teraflops.
That's right. Handheld form
Okay.
factor don't really matter.
Okay.
17 feet.
And then the CPU is up to 448 G flops.
Absolutely, that's fast as hell when it comes
Okay.
to all that data transferring and all that stuff. That's fast.
Okay,
Bandwidth and all that.
But what I'm saying is, like I said, these are some of the same games that's going to be running on this that they said can't run on the Switch. So you gotta think what's going on here. And then there's one more factor that nobody is talking about.
I can't wait to hear it.
The motherfucking heat factor.
Oh.
Because this bitch got SSDs in it.
Okay.
That heat factor, because the Switch overheats and don't even have an SSD in it. Switch can get hot as hell. Rome, can you attest to that?
Oh yeah, I can attest to it. But I will say the SSD runs cooler than
That's because of the fans. Look at all the fans they put into these systems that you have SSDs in. They have to make the heat sinks they put in them to distribute the heat off of it.
But I think
they're gonna have something like that in this system here for those SSDs?
I can tell you this right here. I could see them easily having a solution for that down the road if that was the case. Now we have to see how hot these things are going to get first. You know what I mean? Because the components that they're using. If the Switch,
but you gotta look at what you have now. Okay, look at your PC, Storm. Look at your Xboxes. Look at your PlayStations. Look at everything that has an SSD in it right now. Look at how hot they are at the size they are. Imagine shrinking that down to put it in something the size of a Switch.
I could tell you that's not gonna be a major issue because you got to remember these APUs and all this stuff, man, APIs and all this stuff that they use. They're gonna be using portable type parts for this to even happen. So if you think about that, they're not gonna generate that many watts, that much heat. Now I forgot the wattage and all that. We might be able to pull that up. But
Bunny, it says the APU power is 4 to 15 watts.
That's nothing. So I'm talking about. So we got to look at how well the thing is ventilated. Yes, we do. That's important now. I will say that much.
And then let's look at. I pulled up the thing right here. Okay, let's see if you guys can see it on screen here.
Because I'm telling you, and like I said, if the Switch gets hot, I don't own the Switch, but I played the Switch. I held it in my hand and all that. It didn't get hot to me at all. I didn't play it long enough, possibly, right? But when it comes to the Steam Deck. If heat is an issue, I'm sure that's going to be something that they could work out down the line.
It looks like it has the exact same heat ports as what the Switch has for fan ports.
And if people can hold that Switch without getting burned, I think we're going to be good.
It's not the burn factor, Storm.
I think they took into account, though, Bunny.
It's the fact of.
I think they took into account that they don't want to have lawsuits
Let me tell you what happened
with
the Switch. Let me tell you what happened with the Switch when it started overheating that much. Okay. It started overheating that much, and people weren't complaining about it getting burned. They complained about it expanding. Hey. The heat caused the batteries to expand and things like that. When that Switch gets hot, like you're holding it on the sides, you set it down on your thigh, that's when you feel the heat. It's not coming from the sides where you're holding it at.
All right, now check this out. Roger here says Nintendo Switch is 0.3 teraflops. We also got Stadia Dose of Streams in the building, man. You
What's
know,
up? What's up? What's up?
and Harry added in and said the Steam Deck could be successful than more successful than the Steam Machine, and that's a fact because the Steam
What is
Machine
the
just
steam machine?
hey, see, for the fact that you don't know, that's a problem, right? Yeah. So no, the Steam Machine was supposed to be like this other small console. It was supposed to be like an answer to the consoles, but with PC parts and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that
Yeah, it
now.
was supposed to
Vaguely.
take on the consoles and offer more powerful versions. They were going to have people making them different versions of them and stuff. Like, for example, Asus could make one if they wanted to, or whatever the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do
Mhm.
too well, and I'm disappointed by that because I thought they had potential. Hey, but this right here is something different because the Switch was selling like hotcakes. Eventually, somebody was going to jump into that realm. We had the PSP, we had the Vita, all these different
Mhm.
handhelds, man, the DS and all that. It's only a matter of time before somebody said, let's get a real working PC out there in people's hands. Not a gaming device. I want y'all to hear this now, because this is why I'm making my argument the way I am. Not a gaming device. No, 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 no. We're not talking about that. We're talking about beyond that. We're talking about a full-fledged PC, man. If you're not a gamer, you can still buy one of these because it's small and it's not as heavy as a laptop, and it might not get as hot as a laptop when it's on your lap or whatever when you're playing or using it. So this is why, and they got the track pads, Bunny, that people can use. Those like they looked at everything when it came to the design. This thing is designed better than the Switch. I said it, man. I said it. There it
And
is.
then Bad
Mhm.
Latency just brought up here in the chat. He was talking about also the weight. The Steam Deck is about twice the height of the Switch and is a very thick handheld.
Well, with the screen being it's the same size screen, right?
It's a
Same size
7-inch
screen
screen as what the
as the
Switch
Switch OLED.
OLED going to be.
Yeah. All right.
But because of the track pads and everything, it is a bigger. When I saw it in people's hands, I said I might not be able to use that because of the size of it.
Yeah, yeah, that is a real issue to look into. I ain't gonna lie, but those track pads being ready for accessibility and all that stuff, man. When you think about that, the Switch don't have that for accessibility, do they?
But see, the thing is this, why would the Switch need track pads? The Switch is a touch screen.
Nah, absolutely, that's true. And so is this stream. So is the Stream Deck. You get what I'm saying? So is the Stream Deck, which I was surprised. That was the most surprising feature to me that it was
I
a
mean,
touch
that's
screen.
the thing. If it's a touch screen, why do you need track pads?
All right, because of accessibility reasons. Also, you can use that thing as like a kind of mouse, like for precision, like for shooters and stuff like that, Bunny. You
So
don't, and
you're
for
going to
those,
be
hold on.
okay.
Let me throw it out there, Bunny. Then it's gonna make you think, right? For those people who understand that PC is the elite, like a mouse, you just can't get the precision of a mouse in an analog thumbstick. You just can't do it, no matter how hard you try. You know what I'm saying, Bunny? So the trackpad might introduce a way for you to play certain shooters like Doom Eternal that's on the Switch or coming to the Switch if it's not
It's
available.
already on the
All
Switch,
right,
I
it's on
think.
the Switch. But when you play that and you play it with that trackpad, it's a different experience if it's optimized properly. Now we haven't tried it yet, but it look
Mm-hmm.
they're advertising it like it's gonna be pretty damn cool. Now we're talking about Valve and Steam and PC, the PC side of the people, the architects and all this stuff responsible for this thing. I'm sure they thought about it all. They thought about it all. This is why you have these big sites and publications and everybody out here on social media, big YouTubers are getting in on this because they can see that potential that I'm talking about. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens when it comes out because, like I said, depending on the size of it, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to affect some people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people complain that the Switch is too small for their hands.
Right.
Some people complain that like for me, the Switch is perfect size for my hands.
Right.
In fact, if I take my Joy Cons off and they have a strap you're supposed to put your Joy Cons in to use them separately, I don't put it in the strap because then the Joy Con becomes too big for my hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So for somebody like me, I may not even be able to
Mhm.
reach all those things.
Bet. I was just gonna play Call of Duty.
Right. Who? That's somebody. Oh,
I'll
but
go to-
Rome, you playing a multiplayer game with somebody or watching something?
No, that's my son
Oh,
talking. My bad.
okay, okay.
Oh,
Nah, it's
okay.
all good. It's all
All
good.
right. But so I mean
Yeah.
that's the thing you gotta think about. We gotta see how it is once it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know. But there's like I said, there's some factors I'm worried about is heat factor. because you can't put a huge heat sink in it. You should see the heat sink that's in the Switch, and it still overheats. And Bad Latency made a point in the comments saying he got to get his Switch replaced due to heat issues, heat damage. Okay, we got to worry about, like I said, with that heat issue and those SSDs. That's going to be a huge factor right there. Another thing is going to be size factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Simba has a great point too, but I got something to say about that. Shout out to Simba, always
What's
coming by to
Simba
check us out.
saying?
You know
What's
what I
up,
mean?
Simba?
Simba said there's already PC gaming handhelds that exist, like the One X player from Intel, the Neo or whatever, and the GPD Win 3 that have almost the same specs like the Steam Deck, and they don't overheat at all.
Do
That's
they
what I'm
have
saying.
SSDs though?
They might not, but the SSD ain't is. Yes, they some of them need heat sinks, Bunny. I'm impressed that you even went there with. How the hell
I
did you
mean,
find out this kind of information, Bunny? I'm so.
because the SSD is a solid state
It
drive.
is,
It's
and some of them,
one.
the heat
It's
is a factor.
one.
It is a
It's
problem.
one unit that moves. It doesn't have all the moving parts of an HHD. That's how
Yeah,
I know how
absolutely
hot
right.
they get.
Absolutely
Because
right.
you got to think, like I said, my MSI, I have an SSD in here. For heavy gaming, it runs hot. I have a separate fan system for this thing that
Right,
I can cut on to cool the SSD down.
right.
So
But
that's
now,
how I know the SSD does run hot.
right,
And you got to look at the fact of what they put into the PS5 and the Xbox Series X to deal with that heat issue. Look at them damn heat sinks in it. They ain't small.
yeah, that's for everything CPU, GPU, and all that. And those GPUs and
Exactly.
CPUs are not going to generate as much heat. And see, so this is good stuff that we're talking about. Simba, help
And
me
he
out,
says,
man.
yes, they
Because
have SSDs. Okay.
yeah, see, so there you go. So right there, that's what I'm saying. Like we might not, it might not be a thing to worry about. That might not be a thing to worry about. But then if they don't overheat, then what? What's gonna stop people from saying, hey man, I can get behind this thing because of the accessibility, the portability, and the fact that I can play all my Steam games, y'all. Listen, all my PC games on this device.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
yeah.
mean,
I mean, you
that's
gotta
going to be the big thing. 'Cause like I said,
Mhm.
everybody buys platforms for what they want to play. People buy platforms like if they want to play their Steam library, they play their Steam library. And this
right.
is why I'm saying it's not going to affect the Switch that much at all. Because the people who buy Switches, and y'all always say this, every single person always say this, nobody buys Nintendo products for third party games. They buy them for the
Mhm.
first party
I tell you
games.
this right
True
here,
that.
just like now I'm gonna go back at you. Rome, you got anything to say before I go back at her?
Oh, basically, this is the biggest excuse for the Switch has been you can take your games portably, and I believe that a lot of the big reason why the Switch do so well is because it appeals to so many different people, 5-year-old kids to people like me. So, like, I think, and it's just a wide appeal. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I
Yeah,
think the exclusives sell it, but I also think those third party games sell it too.
this is why we have Rome Rush on the show, y'all. Ying Shank of Gaming. He is that line, that dividing line in between me and Bunny. Bunny is the light side. I'm the dark side. I don't know. Sometimes it's reversed, but either way, Rome is that line in the middle. Check this out, y'all. I'm gonna hit Bunny. She tried to get me today. She tried to get me. You know what I'm saying? She thought about it before the show. To my storm, I got something that you ain't even think about when it comes to this stream deck or the Steam Deck or whatever. So first of all, that name is kind of similar to Elgato's Stream Deck, but hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but
It
Bunny,
was confusing me there for a second. I was like, is
yeah,
it Steam Deck or
yeah,
Stream Deck?
yeah,
Yeah.
that is close. Now, I will say this: you talk about hacking and all that stuff, man. You know that there's emulators that people have been using to play a lot of Nintendo games. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You think that some of those people are going to be playing those Nintendo games on the Steam Deck, Bunny? Not like
Oh
now. I ain't
yeah,
talking about the latest and
I'm
greatest.
Yeah,
already anticipating that, and I'm already anticipating once people start bragging about it. I'm anticipating Nintendo going to go right on over there to Valve and Steam Deck and say, you need to stop this shit.
yeah.
Cease and
Nintendo
desist,
gonna do
bitches.
something.
I'm anticipating people emulating those games, and I'm anticipating PlayStation 1 games, the old
Mhm.
PlayStation games. I'm already anticipating both of those. I'm not sure how PlayStation to handle it, but I'm already anticipating Nintendo going to Steam Deck like, you need to stop this shit. I already anticipate that. What are you
Well,
talking about?
some people might say I don't know because I've been playing Nintendo games on my device. But see, we don't want to get into all that. Y'all let us know if you know something we don't know about that.
I
You know
mean,
what I
because
mean?
it's like with Dreams. You remember when Dreams came out, right?
Yeah.
And you remember how people were making Nintendo games in Dreams.
Oh yeah,
And
Nintendo got that.
I was up there making a comment. I said, this shit's going to end, y'all, because I remember what happened with City of Heroes and City of Villains. When City of Heroes and City of Villains were out, people were duplicating and naming their characters after famous comic book characters.
Yeah.
DC, all the comic book developers band together and went after um, NCSoft. That's who put out City of Heroes and City of Villains. That shit had to cease and desist. When Dreams came out, people started making Nintendo games in there, and you saw how fast that shit ended. About a year after Dreams came out, that shit was null and void. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but Nintendo got involved in it.
Right.
Moment people start bragging about how they're playing Nintendo emulators and this, that, and the other on Steam, the Steam Deck, Nintendo, I guarantee you, Nintendo's gonna go
Yeah,
straight to them and be like, "Yo, this shit got in."
yeah, Nintendo gonna be smacking fools.
Hey, straight up. Straight up. Now we know what Nintendo do, and we know what they do. And one of those things that they do while I got Bunny on the show, they take their own little sweet ass time, man. And I think that's what a big part of the problem is with Steam Deck. Steam Deck is like, look, man, Nintendo's out here playing around with your emotions and stuff, but we got y'all though. Now, Bunny said something about 4K earlier, but I done told y'all. I said I saw something about 8K. Bunny, can you scroll down a little bit when they talk about this dock?
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Yeah, because see, I got this thing in a bag already. I'm telling y'all, I can foresee it.
Connectivity.
I can foresee it right now. I can see people using this thing for
Channels.
so many different reasons. Y'all.
Okay, so here's the Bluetooth connectivity. Here's the Wi-Fi
Yeah, you
information.
see the dock. They got something about the dock because I know I had it up earlier.
Expansion with micro
Hold
SD.
on. Yeah, that's a big part. All right, so the Switch is doing that, but so is the Steam Deck. You know what I mean? Now, what's the limit for the Switch? Because
Oh, wait a minute. It says right here, external connectivity for controllers and displays, USB-C with DisplayPort 1.4, alt mode support, up to 8K 60 or 4K 120, USB 3.2 Gen 2.
Oh, my Lord, y'all. Big time. Project Storm, y'all got to understand, I'll be out here doing the 8K
But
and the 4K
that's
120 and
if you
all that
connect
stuff, man.
to it. But wait a minute. But that's if you connect to a TV
Yeah,
or a
but my point
monitor.
is,
But if you're handheld, then you're not.
But my question to you is, can that Switch OLED do it?
The Switch OLED cannot do it.
And that's
the reason I bought. Wait a minute, hold up. I bought that shit up. Wait a minute, I bought that shit up last week. I already told y'all it was 1080.
You did though. You did.
And that's the reason I was sitting there like, couldn't they at least give a motherfucker 1440p?
Yeah, you right.
Okay, you didn't have to go to 4K. Can you give a bitch here 1440?
On a real tip, Bunny. Now you've been having a good pulse on Nintendo, and I can't sit up here and disagree with you because you've been right. Like you'll be a fool to come at your neck or try to when you've been right 95% of the damn time. Now listen, if not higher. But do you really think Nintendo is about to come out here with 1440p, or do you think now after all the hoopla they're gonna say we heard y'all 4K it is? What do you really think in your gut?
They're gonna tell you fuck you. You're gonna do what we want. Yep. Okay, if you don't, they didn't already told us with the OLED. If it ain't your thing, don't buy it. They didn't already told us that. You think they give a shit about us?
Nintendo don't give a fuck, man.
I already know I'm a dollar sign to them, so they just gonna need to give me the fucking games that I want to play.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what's sad is they're not gonna get my money. They're not gonna get all those people who was mad. Now, some of their money they still gonna get because some people need a new Switch. Like Bunny, you talked about needing a new Switch. Now, that's valid reasons to go ahead and get the Switch OLED. However, though, when you see the Steam Deck, and
but they're saying the Switch pre-orders are already sold out. For the
And
OLED edition?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That shit is
Oh, that's
already,
gonna sell.
and that's one of the topics we're gonna bring up because scalpers have already entered this market.
okay. All right. Well, let me say one more thing then. All right. Now we talking about scalpers. Now they already scalping the Steam Deck as well as a Switch, but
Mm-hmm.
the Steam Deck seems to be more readily available. Now we talked about PC parts, Bunny. That was something else we talked about in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
in our DM and all that stuff. The parts, and I think with them using the parts that they're using, they don't have to really worry about shortages unless these shortages are affecting all of those other chips and stuff as well. Now that's something to think about. How many units are they going to be able to get out there? But demand is always good. We know that demand is always a good problem to have. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
what do
mean,
you
the
think?
thing is I think because, like I said, a lot it's something like you said. A lot of these parts are the ones that they're already using in laptops and PC, laptops and phones and shit.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of so there might be warehouses full of these somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
So if there's already warehouses full of them and everything, then they're just people are like, oh, we got old stock. Let's get it sold off for this new product. I did not know though this was an
Yeah.
AMD processor though.
Yes, it is,
I didn't know that.
and it might
Mhm.
be capable of. It might be compatible with the FSR as far as it's like the equivalent to well, it's not the equivalent to DLSS, but Bunny, what it does is it basically provides better frame rates when you turn on features like ray tracing and stuff. Now this thing ain't gonna be capable of ray tracing. If this thing is capable of ray tracing in any form or factor,
If it is,
Yeah,
I
that
give
would be
it
nuts.
props. I
man,
give it
That'd be nuts.
fucking
I
props.
can't see it with that that 1 point something teraflops. That's equivalent to the what Xbox One and the PS4s and stuff. Like
PS4,
the
not the
Pro hit
PS4.
4.2. The
The
base
what? The
PS4 hit
first
1 point something.
Yeah, the base PS1 was like 1.6. Yeah.
So my dog, listen to what I'm saying. You about to get PS4 level performance, which is no slouch, without even adding the Pro, which is but you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be have PC. Now listen, PC games with PC settings that you can tweak, money. You can tweak this stuff. High settings, ultra settings, whatever to get the best performance or whatever that you can get. You can't do that with no other handheld that I could think of.
But let me ask you this though. Let's keep it 100 here.
All right, then we'll go ahead and move on once we're done.
Let's keep it 100 here. Like, yeah, you could tweak those specs and everything, but which display would those specs be for? I mean, you like I said, there are periods talking about 8K up to 120 and 4K up to 1K, 8K up to 60 and 4K up to 120. We're pretty sure that's docked. Do you have? And this is a question I'm asking. When you play it in handheld mode versus docked mode, will you have to switch those settings for the games?
Um, let me
Like,
get
because
back.
you have to internally change each game setting.
Let me get back.
So,
Let me get back to
you,
you on that.
I mean, do you see what I mean there? That's like a legit problem because, like I said, if you playing it in one spec when it's on piece, when you have it docked, when you pick it up to play it handheld, will you have to go in and change your specs to fit the handheld mode?
Well,
Then
here's the
that
deal.
could be an
Now
issue.
they already say that the scalability and all that stuff is going to be taken care of. It's a check mark. You can check that already. Check it off. As far as small text and stuff, I know some users. I know friends who have said the switch can be an issue at times with the text, unless you could scale. You could change the size of the text, all that. See with a PC and stuff, you can easily set that. They already said that that's not going to be an issue. So
No,
for
no, no. I'm not talking about that. What I'm
oh
talking
no,
about
I
is
know what you're talking about.
no.
Yeah, I
What
know
I'm
what you're talking about.
saying is like with the Switch, right?
Yeah.
An issue that they had when they made the Switch Lite
Mm-hmm.
was that they had to go back in and add tweaks and updates to games to get the font right or the
Right, right.
size of
And yeah, they
the
already
reading
said you
right.
don't have to worry about that. They have some
Uh,
magic in there that you don't that's taken care of. You don't have to worry about the
Okay,
font.
now once you switch between it, you don't have an issue now. But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about like the size of the font, this, that, and the other. I'm talking about those settings that you can set on
Like
PC,
like like
like
textures and
textures.
anti-aliasing and all that stuff. Shadows.
Exactly. Will you
Yeah.
have to switch that in game when you go to handheld mode? That's what my question is.
Well, I don't know, but I think that they probably would have that figured out before they release something. That would be embarrassing if that wasn't the case. So we'll see. I mean, they've already confirmed that you could change settings. IGN's gotten their hands on it, for example, showcase, gave their thoughts on it or whatever, showcase a little bit of gameplay on it or whatever, I think, according to the video I watched. But
I mean, that's something that's just like in general, and I'm not saying it to like knock the system or whatever. That's just something I started thinking about because I know for a fact when I had my desktop PC, when I switched monitors, because of the type of monitor I had to go in and change my game settings.
yeah,
You see what I mean
Mhm.
now? Depending on what type of monitor or display you're playing when it's docked, when you go to handheld mode, would you have to go back in and change those settings because it's a different screen?
all right. Here's something I just thought about. Yes, it's 1.6 teraflops or whatever. That's what they're touting, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we got to look at the fact that some PC games take advantage of other technologies, like I said, FSR, eventually DLSS, if they can implement that
Mm-hmm.
for whatever or whatever, anything to make this thing play better. But I can easily see at 720p because you have these settings, y'all. Listen to this, right? The PlayStation, you can't do this. PS4, you can't change no damn. You need a pro for it to change anything, and when you can change things, it's frame rate and resolution modes and stuff like that, right? With
Mm-hmm.
this thing, you're gonna be able to change all those settings that gives PC gamers the higher refresh rates, the higher FPS and all that stuff, Bunny. You know because
Mm-hmm.
you have just shared PC time, so
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be able to tweak and play around with these settings to get possibly up to 120, 124 frames per second, possibly in certain games, depending on by changing those settings to low. Like I know people that play CS:GO and PUBG and stuff on very low, the lowest settings possible because of the frame rates. So they're gonna have options. That's all I'm saying. I'm done with it
And
now,
then
though.
then I have another question though.
Go ahead.
All right, so for okay, and I'm not being a smart ass or anything when I ask this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for people who have PC who can play like you, Storm, let's keep it real here. Let's use you as an example. You already playing at 8K 60 or
Yeah,
4K 120. You're already playing at those and you've already played those, right?
right.
What's the point in you getting this system?
Because I can't do it in handheld form. If I could, I'd pay
But
$1,000 for it. If I could get
but
up to 4K,
but
8K, whatever, I paid a thousand
but
dollars for it.
but Storm, that's what we're saying. In handheld mode is 1280. It's 1280 by 800p in handheld mode.
I know,
So
but see,
what's the point
it's
in
the
you?
same appeal that causes millions of people to buy Switch and why Switch is
No,
amongst the top
you
selling.
are. What I'm saying is, a person like you love that 8K 60. You love that 4K
Hold up, we got
120.
echo. Oh, okay, it was a little echo. Yeah,
Okay,
right.
you love that 4K 120. Those settings you won't be able to play in handheld mode. Handheld mode, they already told you the display is 1280 by 800p.
It won't matter because that's a sacrifice people are going to be willing to make when they want to play on the go. It's going to probably enable better battery life and all that, and and
Battery
everything else,
life, the
money.
battery life they've said is 2 to 8 hours. It's about the same as the Switch.
But here's what I care about the most. If I could dock that bad boy on my 8K display and then do things in 8K, like browsing the internet and doing whatever, watching YouTube videos at 8K, anything like that at 8K. See, we got to look at there's secret technologies out here, y'all, that this thing could have and can be compatible with. But it's gonna be a story for another day, y'all. We got to stay tuned because we don't know yet, right? We got to stay
Yeah,
tuned.
so like I said, here's the only thing that I am requesting of people. Okay? Don't build your hype up too much yet.
Nah, I think
Bec-
I think they can't. They have a right to.
No,
because
no, no, no.
they're
What I'm
being
telling
offered
you
something that
is,
Nintendo did not offer them.
yeah, but the point I'm saying is, didn't haven't everybody always said people buy Nintendo for Nintendo first party games?
Yeah, but
So
this is a
people,
new narrative,
people,
though, Bunny. The new
people.
narrative is people gonna buy this for the Steam games, Bunny. They got thousands of them,
Exactly.
and they
So,
have
like I
Steam
said, so
sales.
you can't really compare the Steam market to the Switch market. A lot of people who own PC and play on Steam also have Switches because they play in those first party games. And then, in order to make some of the games more appealing on Steam and on Switch, they've started doing where you could do cross save between PC and Switch with some games. Not PC or Steam and PlayStation or Xbox. No, they got it where you could do cross save with the Switch for some games.
Yeah, I got you. I just want to
I
move
mean,
on
that's
and
what I'm saying. Like I said, it looks great. And prime example. Look at you with the Xbox Series X. It looked great on paper now, didn't it?
it does. It still
Okay,
looks great on
and
paper.
then when you got it in your hands, was it as great as what
I
they
was disappointed because it didn't have the games that I wanted to that could take advantage of all that
bingo.
power, and I was disappointed. I was let down. It sat for a little
Bingo.
while, collected some dust. I brushed
And
it
like I
off,
said,
collected some more dust.
and some things that
But
they promised you on paper was not there at launch.
you're
That's
absolutely right.
all I'm saying.
But I'll say this,
This thing is looking great on paper. We got to get it in our hands to see how it truly
now that's a
is.
fact. That's something I think we
Yeah,
all can agree about. We can all agree
yeah.
on that.
Okay, because like I said, you brought up IGN and all these places. We already know how all these journalists are.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember when Alienware announced their handheld in E3 20 was it 2019? They showed off their Alienware handheld PC that's supposed to be just that was like the base models of what the Steam Deck is, okay? I remember all the journalists hooping and hollering and saying it was the best thing ever and that this thing was going to kill the Nintendo Switch and this, that, and the other. They put all this praise out for it and then it just went radio silent.
I'm gonna say this. There was something called the Wii U, the Wii motherfucking U,
Mm.
the Wii motherfucking U. Now we gonna get out here. See, we got. Look, hey, the instigators in the building, man. I gotta shine. See, I was sitting down in my chair, and the instigator came in and reminded me what I need to be doing. I can't let you get away with this shit no longer, Bunny. I'm sorry, man. Here it is. The Wii U came out. It didn't meet expectations and all that. But we talking about the Steam Deck. The fact that it might not meet expectations in it. We got to see what it does and all that. I mean, it's a travesty. The Wii U. It's sad. It didn't do what people wanted it to do. But I know that's Nintendo. Nintendo has a lineage or whatever, but this is Valve and this is Steam, and Steam is related to PC, and PC has been around for a long time. I think it's safe to say that we're okay with these components. I think we're going to be okay with the performance. This is why Valve is behind it. Bunny, what say you? And then we can pass it to Rome, and then we can leave it alone.
Well, here's the one thing you also have to remember about the Wii U. Nintendo didn't market it properly, and Valve is actually marketing this thing properly.
Right.
So you can't compare the Wii U to this because I can tell you right now, nobody really understood what the Wii U was. They just thought it was another component that was an optional component that you could buy for the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo never advertised it properly. Okay. So Valve is advertising this thing a whole lot better than what the Wii U had. Okay. So those are two factors that you have to factor in. Marketing is what's key. Right now though, I'm like waiting to see what happens here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I got my reservations because of who I am seeing who is promoting this.
Yeah, the track record is not that appealing. Rome, do you have anything to add, man?
I can't wait to see what how everything pans out. But I do think that the handheld got a ton of potential. It has a ton of potential, and I do think it would take some market share from Nintendo. I do think it will take some. Not, I don't know how much, but I think it will.
Listen, Bunny,
Mm-hmm.
you might not be able to play Nintendo games. Now I'm gonna say this right here, and I want to hear what you got to say. I swear, chat. I want to move on, but I keep the flames just keep coming. I can't let it go because Bunny has whooped me down too many damn times, and I ain't taking it today. I ain't taking it. So here it is. I want you to think about this, Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo might not allow their games to be no damn where but Nintendo. That's cool and everything. PlayStation, they've already leaked some of their games into you, Rome. It might not matter because they're old games any damn way by the time PC gamers get them right.
Right.
But now we talking about the Steam Deck, and you're gonna be able to play some of PlayStation's best IP on the damn Steam Deck.
Yeah, that's
I don't
nuts.
think y'all understand where I'm coming from. I am gonna let it go now. I got to get on some. Hey, get me on the panel with somebody that's ready to talk this heat because your boy's on fire right now. You know what I'm saying? If nobody else agrees, I agree. That's all that matters.
I mean, that's the one thing that
That's true.
that's a bigger Sony problem than Nintendo problem.
Yeah, I don't see that as a problem because that's more money for them developers over there that made those IPs. You know what I mean? I know.
But here's the crazy thing about it: they're releasing all the old games that the PlayStation fan base already paid money for to invest into those games. So it's free, basically free money for them. When they release those games, or if the game is already sold, like let's say 5-10 million units on the PlayStation 4 or whatever, or PlayStation 5 or whatever, when they release it to PC, that's basically free money for them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, that's got to be bigger thing for PlayStation fans. Now that's one thing you guys got to think about. If some PlayStation fans who are noticing the trend of PlayStation games going to PC, and they might slow up buying the PlayStations. Like, well, I'm gonna just get it on Steam because they already play PC games, and then they have it handheld. That's something PlayStation needs to think about also.
This is why this thing opens up a can of worms. Now that might not matter because see, if you want a PS5, you ain't getting PS5 performance on no damn Steam Deck. So I know Rome Rush ain't worried about that one.
But it goes back
it
goes back to what you were just saying. You can dock it and get that performance, if not better.
Not really. Not when it. Well, yes. Now hold on, goddammit. Now hold on, goddammit, because see now I don't know if it's just going to be desktop resolution that you can get, like like when for example, I have an 8K display. Well, I had it. I took it back. Had the 8K display. I could set it to native 7640 by 4320, right? That's 8K or 7680. I forgot the resolution numbers and shit, but you could do that. Now, I don't know if that's what they're talking about because with 1.6 teraflops, we know damn well it's not pumping out no 8K gaming. Now, I think it's safe to say that. So this is what I'm wondering. 4K 120, what do they mean here? 4K 120, 8K.
That's got to be when it's docked. Because like I said, handheld, they didn't already say it's 1280.
But what I'm saying is 1.6 teraflops ain't getting you no 4K 120 performance. I just can't. So, Bunny, I get what you're saying. I know you think I'm contradicting myself, right?
Storm. I'm just saying something. What I'm saying is you're beginning to see what I'm saying. It looks great on paper, but now you just found two contradictories on paper, and you're like, how the fuck is it doing it?
Now, listen. Now, see, this is what I said we need to find more clarity on. You know what I'm saying? Is it just going to be you could set your... I just don't understand, Bunny. That's why it's blowing my mind. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, because 1.6 teraflops is not going to equate to no damn 8K and no 4K 120. Now, somebody in the chat might have an answer, and I'm going to look for it if you do. They're upscaling it when docked. Okay. So, okay, Bunny. So they're upscaling it when docked. So that means, oh my gosh, here, Nintendo, y'all might be in trouble, man. You might lose 5% to 10% of that damn share, that revenue and all that to the damn Steam Deck in 2022. Oh my gosh, it's about to be on. If you upscale, I don't care if it's upscale because it's going to be, if it looks better than what I have in handheld mode at 720p, that's all that damn matters. Like we're talking about cloud gaming doing it right now. Consoles are doing it right now, right? Like it's nothing new. Oh my gosh, y'all. Let me sit back and think. Who was that? Bad latency?
And then he said, and I can upscale my Switch with an add-on.
Not to no damn 8K, can you? Here's the deal. All right, so that'd be cool, but the majority is not going to do that. But the majority of the people are going to have access to this stuff. Rome, do you have anything to chime in on, man?
No, I
right.
don't at this point.
Okay, bro. So I think that it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait and see.
We need it in our hands before we can say anything else.
We didn't need RTX 3080 and all that in our hands, like some of this other technology where we just know based on the performance and the specs and all the components and everything, these PCs, we know what they're going to do because we listen to and we see it from some of the influencers, the big YouTubers who get their hands on it before us, Bunny. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for in the coming weeks. If IGN has already shown me a glimpse of what I can expect, I think I'm sold already. That's
Bad
all.
Latency said he can't hit 8K, but he can hit 1440p.
And see that right there, to me, to Project Storm, that's almost prehistoric. I can't disrespect 2K resolution, y'all, because it looks beautiful. It looks like 4K at some point. But when I hit info on my TVs and I want to hit that, take advantage of those game features and the latest OLEDs and the Samsung displays.
And like I said,
Sony
we gotta get it in our hands because, like I said, we're looking at it on paper. On paper, it's looking spectacular.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
I was gonna say, but we already see it looks spectacular on paper. I don't listen to these journalists and shit like that because you know they have led us astray before.
As a fact.
Okay, so I don't listen to that. I'm waiting to people like you, Storm, people like other YouTubers who have smaller channels that I trust. I'm waiting on y'all to get this in your hands to tell me if it's good or not.
It's a hell of a point.
Okay, I'm not waiting on these big publications to tell me. I'm not this person who follows Digital Foundry around with like a sponge to get all their information. I don't listen to IGN. After they made that comment, too much fucking water in the game, I stopped listening.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Okay. I'm waiting on people like you, Storm, people that MM2K. I'm waiting on people that I trust. Rome might get it. I'm waiting on you guys who are smaller YouTubers who ain't doing this shit for the money and trying to get a paycheck. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me what this thing is like.
I could definitely say the idea of playing something like Call of Duty on that thing is going to be crazy.
Oh my gosh, Rome, you done said it. See, I'm gonna leave it alone. Don't please, Bunny. Let's move on, please. We can come back to it, but let's go, please.
So let's move on. So let's talk about this flight simulator for people who have Xbox Series X. This article is courtesy of Eurogamer, but we got Microsoft Flight Simulator. This bad boy gonna take up 100 gigs on y'all Xboxes, y'all.
Be careful what you say about it. Be careful what you say about my flight sim, Bunny.
I'm not saying anything negative about it. Flight sim was the shit back in the day when I was playing it on PC.
Right.
It was the shit back in the day. I'm not saying anything negative about flight sim, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But if y'all have an Xbox, this bitch taking up 100 gigs on your Xbox. And if y'all got Call of Duty and shit on there, be prepared, y'all, because y'all ain't gonna have no damn space left.
I don't know if we got any bots in the building, but man, this right here is gonna be a big one. I can't even lie. I got to keep it real. Got to keep it thugging. Hopefully, some of y'all might agree, man. But listen, this is a problem. Now, for some people who got the 8 terabyte hard drives and all that stuff, and the money ain't a thing, you could just do that. You already had a 4 terabyte sitting around. This might not be an issue at all because you could pre-install the game. Right? Mm-hmm. I do understand that. I had to say that first. But see, Xbox, man, being as smart as they are, and I know Rome is on the panel with me, so I got to be careful what I say about cloud gaming and stuff because Rome ain't 100% sold. He's not 100% sold, and some of you might not be either. But I'll say this right here. If any time is a good time to try cloud gaming, xCloud and all that is right here when you're looking at this. This right here is a good example of why people are out here jumping over to try xCloud or whatever they're calling it. I'm calling it xCloud because it sounds so damn good. I don't know why Project Scorpio should have been the name of the damn 1X. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I
Um,
like that name.
xCloud should be the name of this damn cloud service. I don't understand what
It
Microsoft be
is
doing
called
sometimes.
xCloud.
Nah, it's something else with Game Pass or something, man. It's like they got Game Pass thrown in there from what I saw. I don't know. I could be wrong, Bunny. But here's the deal. You don't have to worry about this. So you know what I'm gonna do on July 27th when the game gets ready to drop at midnight? I'm gonna fire up xCloud to see how it works. Now I know that it's only gonna be played at 1080p, 30 FPS or whatever on xCloud, which is kind of sad. If that's now, if they have some kind of performance mode, which I'm hoping for, I hope they throw that in. Maybe they've confirmed it. If they confirmed the performance mode, somebody let me know. But look, I'm looking forward to the time when I can just fire up, just hit the game button or whatever and start playing the game. Like I could just jump into it. I've already played it before on my PC, so I know what the game is going to perform. It's going to blow people's mind potentially visually on the Series X and all that stuff. It should be the best looking game on the Series X. You know, Flight Sim is no slouch when it comes to the visuals. Now, maybe that's why they're going to hit that 30 FPS target that I've been hearing about, that we've all heard about by now. Hopefully they have a performance mode. I don't know. But either way, it should be a beautiful game. Now, that's what I'm hoping for. That's something I'm almost 100% confident in because it's beautiful on PC. Now, with that being said, man, cloud, this is where I can see a lot of people taking advantage of xCloud right here. And if Xbox is smart, they'll pitch xCloud even harder to try this game. You don't have because see, if it's optimized for Series X and S, which it is, I'm sure, right? Then you don't have enough space on your SSD that comes with the console. Like
You be deleting something.
I just uninstalled 5 games, you know, just to make way for Flight Sim when it does drop, because the Series X is limited, and when it comes to space. And if you want to take advantage of that those next gen like features and performance and stuff, Bunny, you have to put it on your SSD. Now we all know another SSD costs $200 something. So that's why I said that is not. It don't sit right. It don't sit right for me because I'm thinking about all other consumers as well. Overall, that might not sit right for a lot of different people. If you got Call of Duty installed, you shit out of luck. Like if you got Flight Sim installed, you could probably fit like 3-4 more games, maybe, or depending on what you play. I don't know. It's just something to talk about.
Rome, what do you have to say on it?
You know what? I'm not a big Flight Sim fan. I never really followed it. I know how big it is, but I, honest to God, don't have a now as far as the storage space requirement, that's crazy. And and Storm make a great point. You know, you don't have to worry about that if you could just, you know, play it on xCloud or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm with him on that for sure. And I do I think outside. I think I will be willing to do cloud gaming for games like Call of Duty instead of buying them every year. I could just, you know, because after you're done with that Call of Duty, you're never really going back to it. You know what I'm saying? So I could do cloud gaming to an extent, you know? Yeah, definitely.
And there was sports games too, you know,
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to file size, that's a big problem, Bunny. We talked about it in the past. You know, it's not a new topic. So what's your thoughts on it?
I just had, while you were talking, Storm, I had a very odd epiphany.
So did I. So after you, I'll share mine.
What if, like, so we already know it's most like it's going to Game Pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if they start, because we already know they're pushing Game Pass, pushing Game Pass, pushing Game Pass, and we all know that with Game Pass you have to download the games, play the games, and whatnot, right? What if they start making like these really, really big games like this? The only way you can play them on Game Pass is if they're on xCloud.
Well, you just stole part of what I was
Man,
going to talk about. That's what
man.
there's. Hey, we're going to talk about it. It might rub some people the wrong way, but this is the shift. This is why Rome Rush is out there with his damn
Okay.
hands smacking the table and everything and saying,
Mhm.
I am not in full support of it right now because I see what they could possibly be trying to do to us.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I'm saying. What if they decide to start like implementing Game Pass strictly, pushing it straight to xCloud, and then all of a sudden Game Pass is gone and xCloud is the only way to play?
Well, I can't say that that's a dumb thought. As the infrastructure gets better, 5G, 6G, 7G, all that in the future, these companies want to get their games in the hands of as many players as possible. If you were in charge of Microsoft, Amazon, if that was your company, wouldn't you do the same thing?
I mean, I'm
Now,
just saying, yes.
yeah, so you don't want to piss your consumers off because at the end of the day, we still have a say in the matter now, Rome. We have a say in the matter, and that's why Rome speaks up on how he feels about it. And, but Rome is not 100% against it, so I can listen to Rome. He's not 100%. He just said Call of Duty. I could see that might make a little bit of sense. You know what I mean? But Bunny, I could see that being the focus eventually because as the infrastructure gets stronger, cloud gaming will appeal to more people. Hence, that's that target, that 1 billion target that they're trying to hit, man. Like these companies are now they're looking at cloud gaming as a way to take over the damn world when it comes to making money. And all that's gonna do is grow the industry, y'all. This is what I've been saying about cloud gaming. It's not gonna kill all consoles. That's never been an intent, not in the immediate future at least. It's not going to kill all consoles. What it's going to do is let people see that they could just sign up today, start playing in 5 minutes, experience AAA games, including these exclusive bangers that's coming to Xbox, for example, like Halo Infinite. Day one, no need for a hard drive, no console needed, none of that stuff. I don't understand how people can see that as a lose, a loss or whatever.
Yep.
That's
All
all.
right. Yep. I mean, that's basically what we're going to talk about with this 100 gigabyte file size. But like I said, if you want Flight Sim, y'all be prepared on the Series X. Let's see here. What do we want to talk about next? Do you want to talk about the NPD number?
NPDs, we got to go up in there because they still got games. Nintendo still got games on there, and I don't know how they do it. So let's go.
So the June 2021 NPD in this article is courtesy of VentureBeat. June 21 NPD, Xbox and Switch outsell the competition. Which one had the listy here?
The top one, I think they both did. I think, because I know I dropped a duplicate of them.
Let's see, it might be this one.
Yeah, I know the number
Okay,
one game.
and this one here is from Push Square.
All right.
Okay, so let's look at the NPD top software sales for June 2021. Number one is PlayStation 5 with Ratchet and Clank.
Man, wait a minute. You got to freeze on that for a minute. Hey, Ratchet and Clank out here. PlayStation exclusive, Rome, y'all. PlayStation exclusive Ratchet and Clank, a game that a lot of people are saying, man, ain't nobody playing that kid game, man, and all that, right? That's what some people were saying, man. I don't want to play it. It ain't for me. But see, here's a perfect example. It doesn't have to be for you. It's about who it is for. Like this game is crazy, man. And it's the best, most beautiful game out right now. You have to put Star Citizen and PC games that require 32 gigs of RAM and a beast ass rig to run. You got to start putting those games up against Ratchet and Clank because it's so damn impressive. I just had to say it. Go ahead.
Number two we have is Call of Duty. Number three is a game that somebody told me nobody was going to be buying this trash, but that's Mario Golf Super Rush. And let's see here. Then we have MLB The Show 21. Man. Between the two of you, who've been playing MLB The Show, y'all?
I booted it up, tried it on Series X and xCloud. It's a phenomenal looking game. I know that is a Sony game that's coming to Xbox and all that stuff. It is what it is, but the game is kind of impressive to me. I didn't play it as much as I normally play MLB games in the past, but it's impressive, Bunny. One thing I do want to say, though, is that I tried it on xCloud. That's another one of those games that I didn't have to worry about installing. Got out there. I was able to hit the ball. There was a little bit of latency or whatever, a little bit of input lag and stuff, but I was able to play that game. And it was a fun game to play. And I don't know. I can see that one as the cloud improves. I can see that being a type of game that is easy to jump into.
Okay. Okay, Rome, have you been playing MLB The Show?
Rome still here? He might have
Let's
stepped away for a little bit or disconnected or something. But
let me see here.
I want to guess though. I want to guess and say probably not.
I'm here.
Oh,
Can you
all
hear
right.
me?
I want to say
Yeah, we can
probably
hear
not,
you
man.
now.
I want
Have
to.
you
I don't
been
know what
playing?
happened. I don't know what happened to my phone. I guess it froze or something. But yeah, I've been playing MLB. My bad. I've
Oh,
been playing
damn.
MLB. I was another one I forgot that I've been playing. That MLB like crazy, man.
Oh
I
man,
love that
bro.
game, man. I adore MLB, bro.
So you didn't care that it went to the Xbox, huh?
No, I ain't care.
Okay,
Long as I still had it, yeah, I don't care.
that's what's
What
up.
I would have hated is if if they would have like canceled MLB the show because they couldn't reach an agreement. So
Hmm.
you know what I mean? So I'm glad they did, and I still get to play that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and we got number 5 with Scarlet Nexus. Now, this was a game that I forgot was coming out. I actually might pick it up for the PS4.
My
Have
son
you got
has it.
how
Phenomenal
it?
game.
It
I
is
watched
good.
him play it. It is impressive. At
It
first, I
does look
thought the
amazing.
visuals could be better, but
Hmm.
then I saw him play, and I was like, "Wow, this is excellence. I like it."
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Mhm. All right, you there, Bunny?
Number 7, huh?
Now I was trying to see if you were there. I
Number
don't know if
7,
you.
this motherfucking game ain't gonna never die. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How the hell
That's
is
amazing.
Mario Kart 8 still in the top 10, people?
I think it's the
Because
wide
oh,
appeal.
go ahead. You said
Oh,
what now, Ron? Wide
the
appeal?
wide appeal of Mario Kart. It just
I mean,
it's so many people who play it.
it's a Wii U port.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one thing that kills me. People complain about how many Wii U ports are coming to the Switch, right?
Hmm.
And they bitch and moan about all the ports coming from the Wii U to the Switch. When you got fucking Mario Kart ain't leaving out the top 10, which is a Wii U port from the Switch, that's just going to encourage them to continue to port games from the Switch.
True.
Storm, your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it is, man, I can see people getting switches like they're selling like hotcakes, right? So as new users get
Hmm.
these switches, a lot of them are going to be catered to the younger audience. I can see them wanting to pick up a Mario Kart game. It's child safe, you know what I mean? Adults love
Hmm.
it because they've been playing Mario Kart 1. So of course, so they're going to
But
grow with it.
you want to hear something that's funny?
What's that?
So the Mario Kart 8 is at number 7, right?
Yeah.
And you see Animal Crossing
Man,
New
wait a minute.
Horizons.
Nah, don't. Let's go in order because I had my eyes on that one.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don't ruin my moment.
number 8 is Minecraft. No big surprise there.
Yeah.
Number 9 is actually another PlayStation exclusive.
Yes, it is.
Um, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's not exclusive to PlayStation 5 only, but it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Man, when did that launch? 2 years ago? I
No,
know it.
that launched at the time of the
Oh, that's
PS5.
right. That's right. That's right. It was just
Hmm.
on both. Okay, I got you.
Hmm.
That's right. Go ahead.
Number 10 is Mortal Kombat 11. Now, number 11 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Okay. Here's the point that I'm making about Mario Kart 8 and Animal Crossing New Horizons, right? Animal Crossing New Horizons is a little over a year old.
Hmm.
It launched in March of 2020. Okay. Out of all, like, if you look at the top 10 Nintendo sold games, like year to date games, Mario Kart 8 is at number 1 and Animal Crossing is at number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And Animal Crossing is a newer game. And it's like they're battling for the number 1 position. Okay. Mario Kart ain't gonna never fucking die, y'all. Not until the only way Mario Kart 8 is going to die is most likely if they make a Mario Kart 9 and it's better than Mario Kart 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But Animal Crossing is less than 2 years old. It's about a year and let me see, a year and 4 months old, and it's already over 31 million units sold. It's literally like 5 to 6 million units behind Mario Kart 8 at number
Yeah,
two.
yeah. That's
So,
pretty
like,
impressive.
yeah, so what I'm saying is people complain about Nintendo bringing all these Wii, and there's another game that's further down that's actually a Wii U port also, and it's still in the top 20 here. Okay. So let's continue down the list. Number 12 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yep.
That might be one that never dies either because that's like a
Hmm.
hugely popular
Yeah, it was a
Call of
good
Duty.
game. Best one
Uh,
on your list.
yeah, and then we have number 13 is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Now that game is 3 years old, going on 3 years old now. I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's about 3 years old now.
Yeah.
Then we have number 14 with Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
Number 15 is a
Got damn Nintendo, man.
Super
Right.
Mario 3D World, which is a port from the Wii U, and they added some stuff to it, like a whole new realm and everything to it. Okay.
Right.
Number 16 is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Number 17 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I wonder if it got on this list because, I think they released it on the Switch also. Then we have number 18 at Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Man.
which was the Wii U's swan song launch game for the Nintendo Switch. So
Hmm.
it launched March of 2017. Then we have 19, which is classified as the worst Pokemon in history with Pokemon Sword and Shield. And number 20, we got Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Damn.
Hmm.
That's an interesting list right there. I
That
can't even lie.
is.
It shows that Nintendo, man, and it made me think about something. I want to get your thoughts on it
Mhm.
before we move on,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that's the allure and the grandeur behind Nintendo. That's the attach rate is always going to be high. You know what I mean? When it comes to the lifetime of that people own these the Switch and the Wii and all that, whatever, right? So they're gonna buy these games. Now
Hmm.
that Rome is gonna take me to the exclusive talk versus the third party talk and all that, right? Exclusives
Mhm.
are important, they matter. Yes, they do. I do understand. However, when you look at a Call of Duty and that reach like hundreds of millions of copies, not hundreds. Well, the franchise has that many copies, but I'm
Hmm.
saying like this thing sells millions of copies, right? But
Hmm.
then I look at Animal Crossing and I see your bunny brings up 30 plus million sold.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I'm thinking about when it comes to developers and exclusivity and all this stuff. Y'all know how I feel about it. I'm not 100% sold on exclusivity. I used to be, but I've been doing some new thinking. I'm like, damn. All right, so 31 million copies sold. But then if Call of Duty came to the Switch, it might sell double that or triple that over a lifetime as far as lifetime of both of those. Which one is the most impressive out of the two, the exclusive game or the third party game? And again, I get the allure of the exclusive game. I know that they're going to bring people in, y'all. I get that. That's what they're designed for. They're designed to offer games that you can only play on that console. But I do have to ask though,
But I have one thing to tell you
does anybody
to
see
bring
where I'm
up.
coming? Does anybody see where I'm coming from?
I see
Yeah.
where you're coming from, but let's revert back in time to 2015. Okay. And in 2015, Call of Duty and the new IP of Nintendo first party Splatoon was
Mhm.
battling for top shooter of the world.
Right.
So that's
That's
something.
impressive.
In
Yeah.
2015, when Splatoon came out, Splatoon and Call of Duty was at number one with Splatoon at number two, battling for that top spot of shooter in the world. One is a third party game, one is an exclusive game.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, and see, for the people that's like, man, Storm is crazy, man. What are you talking about exclusives? I'm not saying exclusives don't matter. What I'm saying is, if you're a developer, right? Like for some games that get freed up from exclusivity, they go on and
Mm-hmm.
do bigger things, like a Destiny 2, for example. I don't understand why that happened in the first place, but I'm just saying I'm using that as an example, right? When these games are freed up. Now, I don't want to argue or piss nobody off, but I'm just saying there are a few people who are like, yo, it would be good to see Mario being played on PlayStation. It would be good to see God of War being played on the Switch, new Nintendo or whatever, right? It would be good. So now I'm seeing a little trick, what's the word, man? Little drips of that or whatever when with PlayStation games coming to PC, which we thought would never happen. And I'm seeing Xbox games, man. I'm assuming they're getting ready to gear up to put some of them anywhere they could put them, especially with the cloud. I'm just thinking about the overall picture. That's all, y'all. So I thought it would be interesting.
But then you gotta look at Minecraft, which was already third party everywhere, and now it's acquired by Microsoft, and they kept it third party everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
that's why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking right now.
I think like I said, each brand has to have their own face. Because if you don't, then everybody will be muddled.
You're right,
people
but that
know
God of War money is going to Sony no matter where the game is. Now I know. Listen, man, wrong. Y'all know where I'm coming from, man. But I'm saying I'm talking about like reach, as far as the potential reach. Like, man, you got to have exclusives to push those units because they're different units. I get all that, man. But we're talking about how much money could Sony really make from God of War if that joint was on PC day one or whatever. I'm just saying, man, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
I just want to say one thing. You see how MLB The Show here is at number 4?
Mm-hmm.
That does not include Xbox digital sales.
Interesting. And
you see
that's very interesting.
And you see how this asterisk is here? Okay, this is gonna blow y'all fucking minds when I tell y'all this. So you see on these Nintendo games, you see where the asterisk is, like Mario Kart asterisk, Mario Golf asterisk, Animal Crossing asterisk, Super Smash Brothers asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
For basically all the Nintendo games, they got asterisks.
Mm-hmm.
Those do not include the digital sales. That's all physical on those lists.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Some people were, hey, you got some people who were against digital at one point, man. You know what I'm saying? They were against digital distribution and all that, man. I ain't talking DRM and all of that crazy stuff. I'm just talking about they were against the idea of digital. And I understand. We talked a little bit in Rome, man. I know you've been vocal about a lot of this stuff, bro. We done had these conversations, but man, and I see it your way too. I see it down the middle. I see what you're saying, bro, about cloud gaming and digital and all that stuff, and the potential, what it could mean one day for all of the people that love having their physical copies, man. It all comes back to all that.
But that right there proves that people love physical more than you think.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's number 4, I mean, if Mario Kart is number 3, and that's nothing but physical sales, that's not including digital. People love physical a lot more. Some people love physical a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
Because all these ones with no asterisks next to them, those are physical and digital sales.
I think what we can learn here is there's a little bit of space for all different types of consumers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and now let's talk about one more topic, and then we're out of here. So far, it looks like what the hell is this? Continue to cite. So far, it looks like scalpers are reselling the OLED edition of the Switch already for $600.
Okay.
That's basically almost double what they're selling the OLED edition for. The OLED edition is going for $349.99.
Right.
Looks like the scalpers have decided to hit the Nintendo Switch OLED and got pre-orders for at least $600.
Yeah, some people are going to pay for them because they don't have to leave the comfort of their homes and they don't have to wait in lines and worry about supply and all this other stuff.
No,
Uh,
no, no, no. These people
oh,
basically pre-ordering them from the
oh,
stores
pre-order
and
from the store.
then
Okay,
flipping them on eBay for
got you. Oh
600.
man, damn.
Scalpers are
Yeah,
hitting it
That's
yeah,
crazy.
already.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So you still got to
So,
go through. Okay, that's what's up.
I mean, like I said, scalpers have already decided, and we already know the scalpers are hitting the Steam Deck also.
It's
So
not a good
scalp,
thing, man. Scalpers be messing stuff up. You know they really
mm-hmm,
do, especially when it comes to the GPUs and all that stuff, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
mm-hmm. So, like I said, right now, just be warned, y'all. If y'all want the OLED edition Switch, you might need to try to pre-order it now, or else we might end up having a scalper situation like we had with like we have right now with the PS5 for the Nintendo Switch OLED editions.
Right.
So, guys, it's almost time for us to get the hell out of here, y'all. It's been a great Sunday so far.
Think so.
Rome, Rome, where are you going to be at this week, hon?
Oh, you can find me at Rome Go Large on Twitter, or you can find me on my YouTube channel, Rome Rush. And yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's all we need to know.
Storm, co-host of everything.
Right, my man's everywhere.
You bounce up here, there, everywhere, dropping videos 2 to 3 times a week. I need to figure out if I need to change my notification setting for you because every time I look at my phone, is you uploading something.
It's just that I'm off in the summertime. You know, I'm a gamer. You know, some people might not think I'm a gamer, man. I gotta remind y'all, I be playing these games. I game differently now than I used to. You know, I used to power through IPs. Now I just play what I want to play when I get ready to play it. If I feel it in my soul, I just boot it up. But so here you can find me. Definitely, you can find me on the Project Storm channel right here on YouTube. I always tell people to type in Project Storm 8K. You definitely gonna find me because ain't that many people. See, this is the reason I do 8K. It's not that many people doing it, y'all. I'm in a like a 1% club right now, and I like that feeling. I like the fact that I can have 8K videos on VOD that somebody can stumble across when they get their 8K TV because there's not a whole lot of content out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I do it, y'all. I'm just an enthusiast when it comes to that. Then you can find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. That means somebody that loves clouds. I'm interested in this cloud gaming thing. I see what it can offer the world as far as more gamers getting on board with whatever company or whatever brand they choose. I wish that Sony and others would go ahead and step it up for those people that want that stuff while still listening to all those consumers that want what they have already. And I think the world's going to be a better place, man. I do. The gaming world will be a better place because of it.
All right, all right, all right. And you know where you guys can find me. At SnowBunny426 on Twitter. I'm right here on my gaming channel, even though I haven't uploaded jack shit to my gaming channel in a couple months. At SnowBunny Gaming. Go back and watch some of my previous game playthroughs and things like that. You can also find us, me, Storm, and others over on the
The
PTNSnetwork.com.
PTNS.
You
Damn.
can find
You
us
said
over
the
there.
PTNS. Yeah, it's
PNTS.
been a long time, Bunny. I ain't.
No, 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 no. I have a slight dyslexia, so I always mix some
Okay. All
things
right.
up
I was about,
slightly.
okay. All right. Because I was just messing with you either way.
No, no, no. Yeah, the PNTS network. You can find us over there at pntsnetwork.com. You can
Right.
also find us this podcast here, Ying Meets Yang of Gaming. You can also find us over on Spotify, iTunes. We're also on Radio Public. So you can listen to us whenever you want to, wherever you want to, and however you want to. So, guys, this is it for this Sunday edition. We will be back next Sunday for some more shenanigans. Guys, I will see all of you next week. Have a wonderful and safe week. Be productive. If you guys need us, our Twitter handles are below. Just message us on Twitter and we go from there. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, everyone.
Peace, y'all. Take it easy.
Later, y'all.
Bye.